What up, everybody?
Yeah, what's up?
How's it going? So I have some
Going.
exciting news. Huffy had his first music stream this week.
Yeah.
It was great, guys. The best part was when he almost wrote a song for GuardianCast.
I almost did. I almost did. Um I did actually. Here's our song.
I don't hear anything.
Damn it. Okay, never mind.
Oh, that would have been
Anyway,
cool. But yeah.
yeah, it didn't happen. It's fine.
Oh, that worked. It was
Yeah?
something. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, never mind. The joke is past.
Ugh,
The point is,
timing. It was
yeah,
gonna be like
time.
death metal or something.
Yeah.
Ugh, good joke.
Yeah, great joke. What a outstanding joke. Sorry, Huffy's a little hungover.
Yeah. What did you have
Dude,
to drink?
tequila is rough.
Tequila. Yeah, I could go for some tequila. It's
So
my
yeah,
wife.
I had my first music stream. I almost wrote us a song. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna write us a theme song, but
It's gonna be awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be sick. I just have to do it like first thing in a stream instead of like 4.5 hours in.
There you go.
It's
I mean,
like
dude,
trying to find
honestly,
inspiration. Dude,
4.5 hours for 3 songs is like nothing.
I
To be
know.
perfectly honest.
Yeah, yeah, it was sick. Dude, Destiny,
Is a game.
right?
Yeah.
It's a game.
Mhm.
Dude, Sundial, not that bad.
Yeah. It's not bad. I don't know that it's my favorite thing in the world. It's like a lot like Menagerie. Not quite as good in my opinion,
Yeah,
but it's better than Vex Offensive, so we're
yeah,
moving. This is the story of Destiny, guys. Trying to get back to where we were before.
yeah.
It's true. Oh, did you see? So there's you're gonna love this. Some drama out there right now.
About
There's a leak.
about trials? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, those files have been, dude.
Well, no files. There's a guy he's got a recording of him just playing, and he's in the Crucible director, and like a placeholder trials card
Oh,
like pops up on his screen. It's like in the game. He wasn't looking for it or anything.
yeah. I don't want trials. I feel like I've been super clear about that. And I think that people want trials. They don't know what they're asking for. If we got it right now, people would just be so pissed, dude.
Mm.
Like, dude, can you imagine this level of like cheating and aimbotting in trials? Like we used to have to deal with network manipulation, but now to have to deal with like teleporting and like aimbots on free to play accounts ruining your like 7-0 trials cards, like that shit.
So I heard a good solution to that. First, I'll say this: like I I know that cheating is a problem. Like I've seen a lot of people's clips and stuff, but I'm gonna say it's not personally happening to me that much. I have one instance of running into like an obvious cheater that I could say without a doubt was cheating. Like I might have run into aimbotters without realizing it, but it hasn't been that bad for me personally. I have one clip of me. I joined into a match in progress, and when as soon as I dropped in, we're like getting smashed, and there's a dude like just firing the colony, right? And I'm like, okay. So then like I die to a colony, and I spawn back in, and he's still firing the colony. He just had unlimited colony bullets, just and then all of a sudden I see like this heavy brick on the ground, and I pick it up, and it gave me full machine gun ammo. I was like, what like what is going on with this? But so yeah, that's the only cheating I've seen like explicitly. I've seen like clips of people teleporting and stuff, but I haven't personally run into that at all.
Yeah, I run into like not a lot of it. I just think that trials would be the actual like
So there is a way that they can fix that though. Put it behind a paywall. make it part of the season. If they gotta pay $10 every time they get banned, they're not gonna want to do that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good. That is a thing.
I mean, people will complain about it, but it would be a better experience, in my opinion, if they did that.
Yeah, I think so. I just also wanted to come back with like a good grind. I wanted to come back with like a pinnacle destination,
Hmm.
something like the lighthouse. I wanted to come back with plenty of weapons and armor to grind. And I wanted to come back with rewards that like are exclusive. You know, they had like all the snapshot versions of guns that were super exclusive.
So
And
you want flawless versions of guns?
oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
because the last version of Trials was so accessible that it was just bad. Like anyone could go to the Spire anytime. Sure, you couldn't go inside,
Oh,
but you were
right.
still there.
Yeah.
Uh,
One
none
win,
of
right? That's all you needed.
yeah, one victory.
Yeah.
All of the guns you could get by turning in tokens at the first chick. You know,
Yeah.
there was no like even reason to go flawless other than these
The armor
flawless ornaments.
ornaments. Yeah. Which we're
Yeah,
not allowed to use right now.
which we're not allowed to use.
It makes no like I don't know why they're being like that because you're allowed to use like old Iron Banner ornaments and old Crucible ornaments, but they've like specifically disabled those trials ones, which is pretty lame in my opinion.
Yeah, it does just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean like it's cosmetic. Let people show off like that they're a veteran. That's I don't see a big deal about that. Like it's not going to alter anybody's gameplay experience. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't get it anymore. Sorry. It's not going to like help you beat the raid or something, you know?
yeah. And as bad as it was, dude, I want to go have to see Brother Vance every
Hmm.
time I lose a card. The whole like resetting an orbit thing, dude. There needs to be stakes, man.
Well, there
Go.
was stakes. You had to watch that opening cutscene every time you played another match.
Oh God, no! Don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that at all.
So,
That was shit, man.
yeah, it was horrible. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, "Yo, this is cool." Like, check out everybody's emotes. And then like we played the next game. I was like, "So, this gonna happen every time?" And it did. It happened every time.
Dude, that was the slimiest attempt at getting people to spend more on Eververse that I've ever encountered. Like literally ruining the first 20 seconds of an activity to show off like how much money you've spent on a game. That's fucking
Yeah. And everybody was like, I've spent $5." So, what you want to talk about Sundial at all? I don't want to go too in depth, but it's not hard. It's unfailable. And my biggest criticism is so far the loot sucks. I don't really want to run it because I don't want an auto rifle, a sidearm, or a grenade launcher. So, what do you think? I know you're saying it's not that bad, but okay, I agree. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either.
yeah, you know, I agree. But like I'm sure that there are reasons to grind Sundial other than those three weapons.
Or will be once the other bosses come out, hopefully.
Yeah. And I it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like I would if people asked me to do it, not be like, hell no. I would
Right.
just be like, eh, you know? Like when
Maybe next time.
yeah, people ask me to raid, I'm like, what do you think is going on here? But if you ask me to do Sundial, I might be like,
But I
why not?
mean, think like for anybody who like doesn't know Huffy that well, Huffy played the shit out of the menagerie. Like that was a
Yeah.
thing, you know? It was a good activity. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
There was good
Listen,
loot. Everybody loved the activity. So it's not just like Huffy hates PvE. Let's not get it twisted.
No, I like good PvE.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I'm like down with good PvE. I'm just like, I'm not gonna run a raid 6,000 times to
Hmm.
get a shotgun that with a bad roll.
Yeah.
If there was any way for me to like guarantee at least that I'd get at least one roll on that shotgun, like maybe, or if there were more than one, if there was more than one weapon in that raid that I wanted at all. Um,
I mean, the armor's a good reason to run the raids, but I saw a tweet from Triple Rec that like pretty much clarified my thoughts on the situation. There's just too many levels of RNG, so
yeah,
like you need a specific piece of armor, right? And
yeah,
then you need it to be a good stat distribution, and
yeah,
then you need it to be bonus RNG, a good roll, like
yeah,
a number roll on top of that, and then you also need it to be the right affinity. That's too many things. Like
yeah,
Bungie, you got to cut that back, like way back.
yeah.
Number
Like,
one, throw the trash rolls out. Just don't give me anything. Give me materials or something,
yeah.
and then take the attunements out. Like it's just not working. I don't know how you're gonna salvage that system. At least let us change the attunements for a material cost or something. But what?
Something.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like last time I've done it twice.
Hmm.
Both, just trying to get a shotgun. I've gotten 4 pairs of legs, 3 auto rifles, I think, and
From the new raid.
yeah, from the new raid. And it's like, yo, I just wanted one bad roll on the shotgun. And then, bringing this back to Menagerie. Menagerie, yeah, I played the shit out of Menagerie. I maybe played like 30 hours a week of Menagerie grinding out
Yeah.
the Ice Luna and the Matador.
Because you knew
Uh,
that's what you were gonna get.
yeah, because I knew that was what I was gonna get.
And that's
What a
why I told people back then, they were like, oh, the bug is broken. I said, okay, that's great, but you fix it, and I'm not gonna play it because I'm looking for such a specific role that it's just not worth my time to chase one gun drop at a time. Like, because you're never gonna get what you want.
yeah,
You're just not. It'd be one thing if it was like, okay, you have a chance every Crucible match. I'm gonna play that anyway. But to
yeah,
play,
dude.
yeah, exactly.
Honestly, that kept me playing too. Back when there was a chance that the Ice Luna would drop from a Crucible match, man.
Hmm.
I that like kept me playing one more game. I was like,
I don't know
I'd get
what they're doing right now with the Crucible drops. Like, it showers you in pointless loot every game. You get like four, like you finish. They're like, here's a big banner on your screen, so you can't see anything every game, and then here's 4 drops and some blues of things that you know are going to be useless because the armor is always low stat rolls. And the weapons, we've been getting the same thing over a year. Like, I don't need any of those weapons, not one. So I, I don't know what you're doing with the Crucible. The only exciting stuff is the catalysts that they add. So
yeah. I'm like just not going to go into my inventory after every single game
yeah,
and delete 4 things.
yeah, yeah,
Like that is not something I want to be a part of my gameplay loop.
right. And I
You
also
know,
don't want a big banner on my screen constantly.
I don't want that. You know? It's just kind of frustrating, man. I had a lot of people that started playing, um, during the menagerie, and like I had friends that were joining and playing, and I had something that I could just like point them to, like, hey, where do I get like good stuff? And it's like, yo, let's grind this PVE stuff. And we were getting light level, and we were grinding like good gear.
Hmm.
Then we could like go to other parts of the game, and it was cool, but it was really interesting, actually. I had like 3 or 4 friends come back to Destiny that season, and
Interesting.
then for Shadowkeep, everybody quit. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh my god.
Which sucks. But I really think the reason
That's
why is
so
like,
ironic.
I know, right?
It's an annual pass like thing versus like a paid DLC.
Yeah, I really think not being able to say like, where do I get good loot? Here, grind
Yeah.
this and get rewarded. It sucks. You take somebody in for like their first raid ever, and they're super stoked, and they get like nothing. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want tokens, but like this is not what it felt like to run Vault of Glass. I
But
don't know.
would you? Well, I don't know. I mean, you might have some rose-colored glasses there because think about this: if you wanted like that fusion rifle from Vault of Glass, you like weren't getting that, dude. That took like hundreds of runs for some
Yeah,
people.
yeah, absolutely. But I also wanted the shoddy,
Hmm.
and I also wanted the uh the hand cannon, and I wanted like there were a bunch of good
So
weapons.
they were curated roles. So once you got them, you got them.
Yeah, once you got them, you got them. And then the armor was sick, and like
Yeah.
trying to grind out like a good set of that armor, and it was unique, and it wasn't so there wasn't so much RNG involved with like the stat rolls compared to now that you had to
Yeah,
throw most of it away.
I'd agree. Like, I understand random rolls. Like, we had a whole thing about random rolls in year one, and people were upset, so now they're afraid to not do random rolls for everything. But I think in the raid, random rolls are kind of silly, honestly, because I mean, Reese would probably hate this if he heard me talking about it, but I don't want to run the raid hundreds of times to try and get like one legendary weapon. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do that. Like I might return. I've been returning to Scourge of the Past for an Anarchy, but that's not a random roll. Like I'm not gonna get a shit roll. When I get it, I'm gonna have an Anarchy.
yeah,
Okay, great. So I think I'd prefer the curated rolls. Even King's Fall, it had random rolls, but it had like a very narrow set of perks that it could roll within. So if you got a pulse rifle, you pretty much got the experience. Like it couldn't be that bad. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
don't put bad perks on them.
I yeah, I 100% like w- I'm down with random rolls if I know I'm gonna like get the gun, you know,
Yeah.
or if I have like a 50% chance, like for some reason because I really enjoyed I
So
can't
you
believe I'm
want
saying
like a chalice style system for the raid? What you're
no,
saying?
it
Oh,
doesn't have to be like that. Like that would be cool and fine, but the loot pool for every encounter in Scourge of the Past, for example,
yeah.
I really enjoyed running Scourge of the Past because first encounter, like there was almost like a 50% chance that you were gonna get that shotgun. You know,
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I still don't have the damn shotgun.
you didn't get a single one of them,
And yeah, and I've done it like 40 times.
dude. I did Scourge like
I get armor every time from that encounter.
really,
Oh yeah.
dude. Did Scourge like 8 times. I got like 4 shotties. Like
Okay.
none of them were the.
I'm telling you that's just RNG. That's
Oh
not
well,
that high of a drop. That's your experience.
well, I'm sorry. Dude. That sucks for you.
I'm telling you, it's every time I do it, I get a shitty piece of armor that I don't want from that. But
Yeah,
let's talk about the new sandbox. Have you got a chance to play with like a lot of the stuff yet?
just gunslinger.
Okay. Um, well, then we can start there. I'm just gonna put this out there and say, no, the Crucible is not that different from last season. Um,
It
but
was for 2 hours.
but oh yeah, man. Let me just tell you.
Dynamo for
Oh
the first 2 hours on drop. Oh my god, dude.
yeah, but good on them for this is like the third time they've patched something out like immediately. You know,
Yeah,
I
I was
respect that
same. I
immensely.
think they were probably on high alert.
Yeah. But let me tell you, the new weighted knife has just changed my whole experience, and it feels great because Gunslinger is a subclass I haven't gotten to play in PvP seriously since Destiny 1. It's just been terrible. Like
Yeah,
all throughout Destiny 2. And now I can play it. The neutral game is a million times better. The only complaint I have is that the super on bottom tree is a lot harder to use specifically because the hip fire accuracy on it is trash. You
yeah,
have to ADS. The audio cue is so loud, everybody just runs away. So it's tough to pull off. The top tree super is much better, just because you can hip fire it. So I don't know. Like I'm willing to trade that for like all of the awesome neutral game you get from it, but ultimately I would say if you're like just focused on supers, then the top tree's better.
Yeah.
What did you think of the changes?
I'm really into the explosive knife, dude.
I heard it. I haven't tried it yet, but somebody was telling me it has tracking on mouse now. Have you tried throwing it directly at somebody instead of?
Nope.
Yeah, you should try that and see if. Oh wait, you're not on mouse anyway. I
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
yeah. I kind of want to see that because somebody was telling me that they were using it and they saw it like curve towards somebody. So that'd be
Nice,
pretty
dude.
interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
either way, dude, 120 damage is
yeah.
like, dude, that's so solid for top tree.
Mm-hmm.
And the super, is really good. And I haven't really messed with it yet, but I'm really interested to see. I haven't got a chance to like really see the duration on it. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how long it stays.
Oh, before yeah, probably the same as a trip mine. If I had to take a guess.
I doubt it, man. Trip mines last a little bit.
Only when you use the exotic piece, the
Yeah,
big
but it's
one.
still like 10 seconds.
I think it'll probably be that same amount of time.
If it is, I'd be stoked.
Um, Spectre's right though. I haven't tried that yet, but you can bounce the weighted knife off the ground, which is interesting.
That's awesome.
Throwing knife has no magnetism. I mean, hunter use it all the time. Uh, I don't know. Like the new, you're saying the new explosive knife on mouse and keyboard because it definitely has magnetism on controller without a doubt, or it did. Like it pretty much would curve right into things. I don't, oh, bottom tree. It has pretty big hitboxes. I've been using it. It has pretty big hitboxes. I don't know if it curves. It's just the velocity is so much faster now that it doesn't really need to curve like a traditional throwing knife did. But I think it has a huge hitbox. I got a couple headshots from distances that I'm like, I don't know. It's big, you
Yeah.
know.
I was watching you. I was watching your clips, and I was like, wow, it's a pretty profound. Like, not that you were missing them, but
Yeah,
like, I was like, wow, that's a pretty profound headshot. Like,
yeah,
definitely not like right in the middle of your screen.
yeah. And I mean, well, at a distance, it's hard to tell anyway because the knife comes out of your hand and it's like huge, so hard to tell if it's actually going to hit them or not. But um, yeah, I mean, it's got big hitboxes, but that's like anything in Destiny. It just makes it feel good, so
Yeah,
I think it's worth it.
absolutely.
So my biggest complaint with the sandbox is it seems like there has been absolutely no effect to Mountaintop Recluse. Even though they nerfed Recluse, there's still just as many, if not more, people using it now for some reason.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I haven't really noticed that with Recluse, but
Okay. I know they didn't really change Mountaintop, but I thought maybe like nerfing Recluse it would just have people using it more. Um, or like not like using the Recluse as much, so they didn't want to use Mountaintop. But man, there's mountaintops everywhere. It's crazy. Like I haven't seen this many mountaintops in last season. I
yeah.
guess just more people are catching on to it or something. You were to compare throwing knife versus handheld supernova. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's OP.
I mean, however, like I don't know if I like agree with that sentiment. Like I don't know if you really feel like that. Like I think we all say that things like that in our mind. Like yeah, it's better to get like throwing knifed in the head than shoulder charged. But anything that's one hit kill is aggravating in its own way. Like you're running across the map and a throwing knife flies and hits you in the head. You're not going to be like, oh, it's fine. He's a badass. Like we say that about snipers. We're like, oh yeah, it's a skill shot. I'd rather get sniped. But then you're like, you spawn and you instantly die to a sniper, and it's like, well, no, that's actually frustrating.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think it depends on the context too. Like If I am shooting somebody with like a machine gun and they snipe me in the head, I find that infinitely infuriating just because I know what it's like to be on the other end of that, and it just turns into like this RNG bullet fest where like your flinch happens to land on their head.
Yeah.
But in like other contexts where, if somebody like immediately slides out from behind a corner and just quick scopes you in the face, then like sometimes I will react differently to that and be like, that was a really good shot. I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah.
But I don't say
But
that when like somebody shoots a Jotun at me.
yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there are things that there are things that are just cursed. But I think we all like kind of have like respect in our way for our own play styles. Like
Mm,
I don't mind like getting shoddy rush because I'm like, damn, good play. People that snipe
interesting.
like hate getting shoddy rush
Yeah.
because like it's not what they do. There's like this lack of like respect. Like when I get sniped by like some little fucker like sliding around the corner, like I know how much RNG is involved in like getting that shot, and it's like, oh yeah, good. I'm not gonna be like good. Like we get aggravated by things that aren't what we do.
Yeah, usually when I get shoddy rushed, I'm like, the fuck did that guy come from? That's like,
Yeah,
he shouldn't have been able to get that close to me. I was looking at my radar, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it just depends on. I think it depends on the person, but it also has a lot to do with like what you do because we all have like a lot of
Yeah,
respect for like,
because you understand it better,
yeah,
what
for
what it
sure.
took. But I wonder how people like fusion rifle players feel. Like, man, that guy charged up. He got me. Like that was great. Good job,
Yeah,
Erentil. You crouched, dude. Awesome.
yeah, dude. Oh my god.
That's awesome. Um, so like the new Dawn Blade, I have noticed like the Icarus dash all over the place, and that's getting to be interesting.
Dude, I actually think I
Try
might
it.
like start playing Warlock. I That tree is just so fun looking.
Oh my god, like dude, the movement is insane. Like one thing I've been noticing is
Double dodge, two charges.
yeah, and sometimes I'm like, man, how did he get to that spot so fast? Like right, especially right off spawn, they can just move so quick, it's insane.
Yeah,
And then the same thing with like being able to like shoddy rush people and like you're trying to track people as they're falling and stuff, and with that double dodge they just stay off your screen, and by the time you descope you're already screwed because you're like,
yeah,
oh crap, he just dodged again in the air and I wasn't expecting it. It's very disorienting actually.
yeah. And it's affected by mobility, just like old Titan skating.
Yeah,
Like,
which is interesting because there's a big change here for anybody who hasn't read through all these patch notes. There's class specific changes. So Paragon mods are no more. Hunters now get their dodge cooldown affected by the mobility stat. Warlocks get their rift cooldown affected by the recovery stat, and Titans get the shield cooldown affected by the resilience stat. So, to spec into mobility as a warlock, you have to also give up your rift cooldown. So that's an interesting trade-off.
yeah, I'm so into that
Yeah.
that like the stats like play more into your class now.
And people are still
Always
making the
wanted that.
decision, dude. I saw somebody posting about their dream hunter build the other day, like a top tier PvP player, and he was saying he wants it like max recovery. And like even now, like even with the dodge being affected, I just think that's crazy. Like I already loved mobility, and now with the dodge being affected by it, I could never be happier. They don't even have to change the sprint speed anymore, in my opinion. Like that is something I've been asking for years, and I think it's unnecessary now since it also affects dodge cooldown.
Yeah, no, I'm super happy with it. I'm honestly fine with the same. Sprint speed affecting mobility would have been a nice touch,
Mm-hmm.
but now it just doesn't really make sense. I think it's cool that other things, like other types of movement, are dominating your ability to get to places on the map faster. Like a well done Warlock skate.
Yeah.
Hunter skating is something that people really don't talk about anymore, but it's still in the game.
Well, because it's map specific and
Yeah, it
like
is map.
lane specific.
But in the same way, so is, something like Warlock skating or, tiding skating in D1 used to be like you need like straight lines, You really can't
Yeah, but you
like
can
if
do it
you're
in an open
Warlock.
space. You don't need a ceiling that's like a certain
Yeah,
height
yeah,
above
for
your
sure.
head, you know?
For sure.
So I do it all the time, and it actually, like, people are not counting on it. If they're like beeline chasing you, then it's over as soon as I can find like a ceiling platform like that. They'll never catch up, even if they're in
Yeah.
a super or whatever. But and then the other thing is sometimes I use it to jump into a lane because they're trying to track you, and you just like bounce right past them. But if there's four people in there, I mean, you're still screwed. But
Yeah. Dude, it's so good on the map that just came back. What
Rusted Lands.
no, the map that just came back from hiatus. The
Oh,
Earth.
oh, Dead Cliffs.
Yeah, Dead Cliffs, dude, in that hallway, if you hit it just right, you're just like whoop. Like actually every doorway on Dead Cliffs,
Uh,
like they're angled just perfectly to where if you like get like a double off the doorway, you fly through like the inside of garage. It's so
what did
sick.
they change about Dead Cliffs?
That dude, I think they just put it back.
Yeah, they said it had to go because they had to alter the spawns. I swear to God, the spawns are exactly the same.
Oh, same, dude.
They didn't alter anything, so I don't know why they took that out of there. This is another classic Bungie thing. Like, they love to take things away and bring them back for no reason.
Yeah,
But I'm glad, I'm more happy about the maps they took out than the maps that they put
dude, I
back.
love Vostok, man.
Well, I'm more talking about Equinox than anything. I mean, I hated Vostok in year one. I don't really care about it now. It's not as bad now that I have a sniper. I think it was just really bad when you had two primaries, personally.
Yeah,
But people have like PTSD from that, so a
yeah,
lot of people still hate it. But Equinox is the most trash map I've ever played in a PvP game. Period. Like,
yeah. It's not good, dude.
and then I also am happy Firebase Echo is gone. Like, that didn't need to stay there. I don't think that was a good map. Did you like that?
No, everything that was made for Breakthrough should have been taken out of the game with Breakthrough. You know?
So you think they should have taken out Citadel as well?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
Citadel's fucking
Yeah.
ass.
I think they like
They were
Citadel.
bad for Breakthrough too.
They like Citadel because it's one of the only maps that actually feels the right size for 6v6. But I'm not really a fan of how it flows because it's just really long instead of
Yeah.
circular.
The
Uh,
middle of the map is a shit show, dude.
I think that maps like that, it reminds me of that, oh god, now I can't remember the name of it. There was this map in D1 that came out for Halloween after the Taken King, and everyone was like, take it back. It took like
Yeah,
a mile to run to the middle of the map. Like, you'd spawn all the way in the back and you'd be like, man, can I take out my sparrow? This is so far. Like,
yeah. It was a Rift map. What was it called?
yeah, it was a Rift map.
Um,
And it was like on the Dreadnought. Oh my god, that thing was
I actually liked the map, but it was way too big, dude.
oh my god. And in like
Way
30 FPS, like,
Yeah.
you just felt like it took for
Dragging
you're like
along, man.
your teammates are making call outs, you're like, dude, I'm never gonna make it, I'm sorry. They made that a trials map too. There was trials on that a couple weeks. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. I remember that. Um, by the way, just a quick note on the Warlock skating.
Yeah.
It really is Titan skating. Low mobility. You also can't do it on console. FPS related. The higher you can crank your FPS, the farther you can boost.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I do remember seeing a video about that actually.
yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Um eh, sorry, console players.
I
Probably
mean, yeah.
something Bungie will fix eventually and just piss everybody off.
Yeah, that would be nice. If like we all I don't know the sooner we start moving towards crossplay,
Hmm.
the sooner we're gonna see stuff like that get addressed.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think it's the right time this year to try and do that because population's waning now that the free to play excitement is over.
Yeah, dude.
Because I don't know if you noticed this, but this is my main complaint with like the skill-based matchmaking thing. So we've talked about this before, but it used to be Iron Banner. That was like the one difference was the skill-based matchmaking. Obviously, the light level thing is there, but that feels like nothing,
Yeah.
most of the time, except when you match somebody who has no life and just sits in moon lost sectors all day long and grinds out light level till they're like 990 or whatever. But most of it was about the skill-based matchmaking. Now it's like every playlist is skill-based matchmaking, so it all feels the same. And then the one playlist that's not is classic mix, but the only people who are aware of that are people who are good at the game. So like only people who are playing with like 5 of their top tier PvP friends go into that playlist of pub stomp. So if you're just like solo queuing and you're like, man, I don't feel like dealing with skill based matchmaking and I want to relax, classic mix is not necessarily the choice because you're just going to match other people who are looking to stomp and they're probably with like a full team. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be a good experience. Like I don't know like that there's any casual playlist where you like don't have to sweat other than comp, ironically.
Yeah, dude. Well, solo comp.
Yeah, solo comp is like the most casual experience, ironically.
It really is.
Um,
You can solo to 5500,
you
and
can.
you can solo to 5500,
Yeah.
and you can solo to 5500, and you can solo to
Yeah,
5500.
it'll just take some people longer than other people, but I think anybody can do it. They stick to it.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you checked out the new exotics, the new armor
The
exotics?
pants are incredible.
I only have seen the hunter ones, the bombardiers, which or bombardiers. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
it. Bombardiers.
Yeah. But anyway, they seem really good. I don't know about the warlock or
The Warlock one is Pog. I don't. The Warlock one is like
is it
borderline.
Pog?
I
Because
mean,
so you're throwing a daybreak sword at the enemy and it puts a rift down there. What good does that do?
you don't have to throw a daybreak. Okay,
Yeah,
no.
while daybreak is active, defeating combatants or guardians creates a healing and empowering rift at their location. So you're not going to go down into that because you're going to be in the air. And then your teammates are probably not going to be around because you're flying through the air so
Oh, I
fast.
didn't know.
That
I
seems
I
useless to me.
I had read it completely wrong. I didn't know daybreak had to be active. Yeah, that's trash.
That's like almost as bad as that exotic that like drops a rift when you die. It might even be worse than that one.
That's terrible.
Yeah, dude. No one is going to be around for those rifts.
Also, it's really ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like Osiris's legs.
It looks like it's made for a titan.
It
Not
looks like,
not like a robe, it's like a butt towel.
dude, you ever like have action figures as a kid and like tear one of their thighs off and there's like all this like ribbing inside the action
That's
figure?
what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
That's bad.
Uh
The hunter ones look sick, dude. The Titan chest piece, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was already really good as a Titan to like just be up in people's face and punching things. But like, I don't see how this is going to be any better than like
feedback
any,
fence or something.
yeah,
Or
feedback or like
synthoceps.
synthos, like all that shit that
Yeah.
gives you like one hit kills
Yeah.
if you're like surrounded by people. This is not going to be better than that.
You know
So
what I noticed? There's a lot of sentinels out there, and they're all playing that. Like, so they took one-eyed mask's overshield away, but I'm seeing like just as many overshields now because everyone's using that top tree sentinel now, where they get an overshield for meleeing. 'Cause
yeah,
I don't know what else they changed about that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I guess they've changed the neutral game and stuff enough that people are really liking that that tree now. So there's
Yeah.
still overshields in the game, guys. Yay. Or maybe it's no, it wouldn't be void battery because theirs would go away as soon as they got done putting up the shield.
Yeah.
Void battery's a thing though.
Void battery is a thing, which, it is what it is.
The three
I
ritual weapons this season are kind of bad, or they're bad like weapon types.
Is the shoddy good from Gambit?
I think Reese said that it's good for PvE.
Why does that have like one two punch or something?
Yeah, see, somebody in chat just said that it's good for PvE.
Sweet.
So that might be the only viable thing, but the Crucible thing is a linear fusion rifle, so you're gonna see lots of arbalists for people grinding that out. You also only need 1,000 comp score now, which is pretty funny because it was already like ridiculously easy. But you know what? Like a lot of people are complaining about these being easier. I'm okay with it because they're bad weapons, so I don't really want to spend a lot of time grinding bad weapons.
Yeah. Same. I really do not want the Komodo.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called, the Komodo?
Yeah, Komodo, some letters and numbers at the end.
I have to let somebody in the door really quick.
Okay. Crooked Fang with good rolls, better than Komodo. Interesting. Yeah, and like the funny thing is it's a linear fusion rifle for Crucible, which in itself is bad because that is like probably one of the worst heavy choices you can make, other than the fact that it has a high ammo stat. High ammo stat is good, but I mean you need so much range on the map because if you charge that thing up in somebody's face, they're just gonna kill you. So that's like more of a Gambit thing.
The new exotic scout is super fun.
Oh my god, so like a lot of the videos I've seen on that, you know that if you get it charged up to 7, you can 2-tap people with that? That's nuts.
Pretty silly.
I believe it's charged up to 2 or 3 for a 3-tap kill, and it's 7 for a 2-tap. So, also, Lord of Wolves Catalyst, lol.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it only affects the reload for the broken version of Lord of Wolves.
Yeah, but it affects the stability for all the controller players, so.
Well, no, it only affects the stability for the less
Right.
good,
Yeah.
like uncharged Lord of Wolves, which is like it doesn't really increase the range. Honestly, like Lord of Wolves is bad when people are sniping you with it on MK. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really a controller thing.
Yeah. It's not nearly as bad as it was before they fixed it. I'm still seeing a fair amount of it around, though. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. But now that it's not the only thing that can shut down supers, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, oh my god, that was so bad, dude. Like, supers be invincible, and you'd be in your spectral blades trying to get near somebody, and they'd be like.
Yeah. Dude, I never thought about this. Yeah, it literally sounds like someone just drapping like massive diarrhea, dude. It's like, bro, you walk
That's
into
pretty much what
Walmart,
it is.
somebody's in a handicap stall, just like.
What's this? A stream before 2 a.m. So semi-fresh and everybody coming in. This is a weekly podcast we do every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern called GuardianCast. I'm always live on this channel Fridays at 4 p.m. And then we put this up on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube and Podbean. So anywhere you want to listen to it.
Yeah. Listen, man, I think the most important news from today
Yep.
is that first of all, this season you will finally be able to live and fulfill your dream of becoming a goat. And if you'd like to be a goat that rides a polar bear, you can do that in Destiny now.
A goat that rides a polar. What are you talking about?
Dude, did you see the fucking the Dawning armor?
Oh,
Dude, look at the Titan Dawning set, bro.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, then the polar bear sparrow.
And then
Okay.
you can
Bake some cookies, boys.
dude, it's don't bake any cookies because you're not gonna get armor from that. Spend
Yeah.
your money, boys.
Yeah. Um, the hunter gear looks really bad.
Dude,
Big
like,
surprise.
dude, yeah, big fucking surprise,
Oh,
dude.
you know what else is funny, dude, is the hunter gear on this season pass is way better than the Eververse. The Eververse is trash. Have you seen it? The Viced Eververse armor set
So
that they
bad.
want $20 for?
Yeah.
Ugh. God, it looks like something from the gunsmith.
Yeah, dude, it's really terrible. Honestly, I don't like the season pass like night set either. It's so bulky and
Hmm.
I don't know, dude. I just like nobody's nailing the hunter armor.
Yeah, bring back D1 Hunter armor, dude. It was so like, did you fire your artist that did the Hunter armor or something? You're
Uh,
like, Jim from accounting can do just as good of a job, all right?
yeah. Dude, the legs, like I love the bombardiers. I think that's one of the coolest looking hunter pieces that we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
But also they're literally like almost a reskin of the like Eververse legs from last season. Like they're the same like pattern and like I don't know. Like
The
it's
the Empyrean stuff was good. I'll give you that.
that
I
was the only good set we've had.
and here's a big criticism I have. Like a lot, I thought I didn't like a lot of the hunter pants that are available in the game, but it turns out it's not actually the pants that I don't like most of the time. The chest piece sometimes just comes with a belt with a bunch of pouches. Stop
Yeah.
putting the pouches on my belt. I don't want a bunch of pouches, dude. They look horrible. Like this, for somebody at Bungie, it's like, yeah, hunters are supposed to have all these pouches to carry around all their knickknacks and stuff. Like, I don't want that, you know?
Yeah.
Give me a cape, give me something sleek and like heroic. I don't need a like freaking bat belt on me, you know?
Yeah. Why are there also drumsticks in the pants of the bombardiers? There's literally just a pair of drumsticks, dude.
Oh my god.
And there's drums on the belt. I didn't even. Is this some weird?
Yes. Yes. I thought that those were the bombs at first, but yeah, they are drums.
Those are drums,
Drumsticks.
and those are drumsticks.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
That's true.
All
That's
right.
true.
Well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, dude, you know what the warlock pants look like?
What?
Listen, not to like offend any boomers, but you know, like,
Oh
you know
god.
how you turn like 50 and shit, and you have like a huge gut, but you still have like skinny ass legs. You ever
It
see
just
those?
happens like at like 11:59 to midnight when you go from 49 to 50. It just
Yeah, dude. Like for some reason, like, but you know, dads don't like gain weight in their legs. You know, it all goes to their fucking belly, and that's what it looks like with the warlock legs because they're so thin and tiny, and then your waist like explodes, dude. Your waist like explodes, bro.
Well, I'm definitely disappointed with the dawning armor because like at least the old dawning armor it was like, oh yeah, it's a Warframe set, you know? They just like stole assets from Warframe. This one it just looks like they're cold, so they're wearing warmer stuff.
Yeah. Just this we should just casually remind everybody that the raid armor was reskinned Eververse stuff.
Yeah,
Just like
by the
that's
way,
something that we should just mention it during every Guardian cast until we get a new raid. Just like
which will be next year.
which will be next year, yeah.
You know, dude, it's so funny. I mean, I said that obviously everyone was on the same page. Like, we're not getting a raid this season. I mean, there was a couple people who thought that we were for some reason. Those people are nuts. But I'm just gonna say it. I've been saying it. There's not gonna be a raid in this annual pass. Period. I will be shocked if there's a raid at any point before September. You disagree?
I don't disagree. I'm just like thinking about that, you know.
Yeah.
Man,
We're just gonna get more menagerie revamps over and over.
I mean, this shit was way better than the Vex
Oh
offensive,
yeah.
but
That's not saying much.
Yeah. God damn it.
But dude, I can't wait to see what happens with all the hype that they're bringing up around. Oh, and in season, what was it? Season 11 or whatever. They're like, in season 11, the whole story comes together like nothing that's ever happened in Destiny before.
Dude. It's kind of
Finishers.
insane.
Finishers, thoughts, terrible. I honestly, it's one of the worst additions to the game. Like, I don't want to interact with it at all. And now, I mean, they made it so you can have a randomizer this season, but I just feel like it's like annoying. Like, especially when there's a bounty that's like, do 10 finishers. I'm like, ugh. Can I just shoot them? Like, I don't want to do that, you know? And it's funny because I was happy they're not in PvP, and I'm still happy they're not. But playing Halo Reach and doing the finishers for assassinations, I was like, yo, that's awesome. Because I
Yeah.
don't know, they're just so much more badass. You like stick a knife in people's neck and stuff like that. With this, it's like, I did a backflip. Huh. Cool. You know?
Yeah, dude.
It's the rated T for teen thing. That's the
Is it?
problem. Yeah, I think that's what the problem is. Dude, playing Halo Reach, I forgot how much more like blood and cursing and stuff there was in Halo than there is in Destiny.
Wait, it's actually rated T for teen.
Destiny is, yeah. You didn't know
I didn't
that?
know.
Yeah. Like
Dude,
for children.
I feel
There's
like
no
Overwatch
blood or
gets
anything.
away with like a lot more than even Destiny, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess is Overwatch rated T for teen?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no one wants a mature rating anymore because it hurts sales, but it makes better games, so. Cyberpunk.
I just don't know if it like realistically hurt sales, dude. I don't know. Like it's 2019. Like I was playing mature games on my Nintendo 64 when I was like 8,
Me too.
you know?
Yeah.
Like it
Mortal
affects
Kombat, dude.
sales.
Mortal Kombat all the way back to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, dude. All the best games, a lot of the best games of not all the best games of all time involving fucking gun
Mm-hmm.
uh are just rated immature, dude. It's like
Not
it's hard.
anymore. They don't make them anymore. There's not a lot of shooters that are mature. Metro Exodus, that was one of them. Didn't win Game of the Year, by the way. Yeah, Sekiro did. So
The
good for Sekiro.
metric so good, dude.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I mean, that was GuardianCast. I don't really have too much else to say. I didn't want to go through the patch notes like line by line. It would have taken forever. So if you want more information about the sandbox changes and stuff, then go read up on it on the Bungie website. But I'm having fun with PvP. I'm trying not to take it too seriously and keep your expectations low for this season, and I think you'll have a better time. Play the game casually. Don't try and make it an everyday thing. That's my advice.
Yeah. That's good advice. I dude, Destiny is like a really good casual game right now.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a better casual game when we get crossplay.
true.
And you know,
All right, well, we will see you guys next week. Hopefully, we'll have some exciting stuff to talk about. Make sure to share this with all your friends, everything like that. Get the word out there about the podcast. We're trying to expand and grow. If you have anything you want to see or hear us talk about on the podcast in the future, ideas for how we could change it to make it a more digestible experience, let us know. Join our Discords, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see you guys next week. This has been episode 89. Peace.
peace.